Hello, everyone. Welcome to What the Flick, and it's getting close. One episode of True Detective left. This is our conversation of episode 7 of 8, called, Robert?
After You've Gone.
After You've Gone. Robert Abele, Ben Mankiewicz, Alonso, Duralde. So we're getting some flashbacks still, but now we're now.
Now we're now.
Yes.
Now we're now, and we got Papania and Gil. How did they get up? Some Gilbao?
Gilbao.
Fucking suck as
They may not be
Hart
the.
calls them.
They may not be the right, and they may not be the elite detectives I thought they were early on. But we obviously learned a great deal, and there was a Carrie Matheson moment when Rust opens up his storage bin to reveal.
You always wonder, do
yarn and thumbtacks.
Yeah.
do people who do investigators who put things up on walls, when they were kids, did they have posters on walls of their favorite stars in the same configurations?
Yeah.
Melrose Place.
Yeah, exactly.
What's weird is that at some point we're to believe that as Rust made that wall, he was like, all right, I'm going to get some spray paint. And I'm going to want Yellow King up top, and
the swirl pattern on the door.
Scars and a nice the top of the roof.
Scars, right? Yeah, it's a little weird. But that said, it was a pretty powerful moment.
Yeah.
And I just read in either Slate or Rolling Stone how horrible a video must be that wow. Because Marty's a guy who saw a kid cooked in a microwave,
right? Yeah.
But that made him cry,
right?
Whatever he saw there. So, what do we think? Did Marty come around too quickly? And then it turns out like Marty is, like when Marty puts his mind to it, he's like one of the best cops of all time.
I think that Marty, beneath it all, still has a certain amount of respect for Rust. And once he's, all that he had to be convinced is that Rust hasn't gone bananas.
Right.
Once he could sort of nail down that there's some logic to all this, and that there's some method to what is this seeming madness, and that he actually has a case and not just a bunch of, crazy, tinfoil hat conjecture stuff, then yeah, he's in.
And I think it helped both Marty and us that Rust said, hey, look, at one moment, when I'm, ransacking Tuttle's homes,
right.
I'm wondering.
I thought I lost my.
Yeah, am I nuts?
It's a very, very nuanced performance that McConaughey gives in this episode, because he has to suggest everything we know that Rust is, but also like a little older, a little wiser, a little more like I've got to make this happen now and not be a kook. I've got to convince Marty. I've got to, and it's actually really, kind of touching in a way, the way these two interact in this episode. They're older men. They're completely like alone in their lives, and they really only have each other now. And I think that's the kind of the emotional great thing about this episode.
Yeah, the heartbreaking moment in the show was Marty's home life.
Yeah,
watching the TV and the TV
Match.com.
dinners and Match.com and pretending that he had dates, and it's really its own choice that he just wants to play kind of
that office was so bright and blank,
too
and
big, too big for, and clearly never kind of expanded probably the way he thought it would.
Yeah, I thought Rust handled the arrival of what's her name? What's Maggie's? It was Maggie.
Marty's wife.
Yeah, yeah. Her arrival at the bar, that was just really.
Oh, by the way, I love. I'm usually not one to like pop songs that are supposed to tell you the emotion of a scene, but the fact that the bar is playing, the Richard Linda Thompson. Did she jump or was she pushed?
Oh, I didn't even get that.
That was just my favorite music cue of the whole season.
Hey, get out of here! You're classic up the joints.
And Maggie is so clear, like she's got a nice house, so I presume she met some guy, right? Because she didn't buy that with nurse money.
I think there's a shot of one of the photos of a wedding of some kind. Yeah.
So she got, and she's close to her daughters.
Right.
Yes.
Who Marty is not in their lives.
Right. A little odd that Marty's not in their lives, I think. A little odd that Marty is not in their lives, I think.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he hasn't been. But something like it seems like she hadn't seen him in 2 years. She said, or a year.
Yeah, and who knows what kind of we know what Rust's history has been. Who knows if Marty went through a period of like being a real mess before sort of getting his act together, and in that time,
Yeah, I mean, he could have been a total drunk also, right? In fact, he does mention he hadn't had a drink in 3 weeks, suggesting that at some point he thought that was important that he go 3 weeks without having a drink.
Yeah, I think he's probably somebody who drinks and then doesn't drink and then drinks and then doesn't drink.
Yeah.
And so for Marty, who had chased all these crazy women, with the exception of Maggie, although a little crazy, Maggie, at least when pushed, that the real loss may not even be his kids or his wife, is that he was at his best by far as a cop during the 7 years that Rust was there. That's why I didn't have much trouble believing that once he went through the machinations of, you're crazy, I hate you, why are you here? He was like, no, this is where I'm good. This is what I'm supposed to do.
You're the only person really who understands me.
Right.
This is the story of a marriage, and the marriage is between Marty and Rust. That's the marriage of this show. Yeah.
My favorite part is when they go to the projects and interview the maid who had worked for the Tuttle family. And we're so used to seeing the scene where the old African American woman is always going to be talking about Jesus or my Lord, like the woman on the first season of The Americans, the maid at Casper Weinberger's house, and that she then goes off on the crazy Carcosa thing, like, whoa, okay, this shit's gotten real now.
Death is not the end.
Yeah,
but it is suggesting a largeness or a sprawl, as was.
As Rust says, right?
As Rust says, that it does make me wonder how it's going to get wrapped up next week. Because if it's as big as indicated, I mean, like that many missing potential deaths and
how do you bring it down if it goes that high?
Right, that they really that people got together and killed Tuttle because they feared that he would talk after because he was going to get blackmailed.
There's going to be some level of, I don't want to say discontent, but things. I don't think everything's going to be resolved next week. Probably in that way that like we'll have information, but there may not be justice quite the way we like.
There will be
justice.
something of a catharsis, but maybe not a resolution.
And it may be that and it may be that the politicians were actively trying to protect themselves, but weren't really involved in the actual crime because. Because clearly the guy in the lawnmower, who's an actor, who's got the word flesh in his last name, Glenn Fleshler, who was, as we were talking, is George Remus.
Yeah.
Remus on Boardwalk Empire, a great character. And you could see scarring on his face. Not really a spaghetti face, but scarring. And I went back and watched, I think it was episode 3, where he had a beard.
Right, and 17 years have passed, so his.
But he thinks he's safe. I mean, he had a beard back then because when the investigation's going on, he probably needs to hide this.
But now,
he's thinking like, I'm
whatever they got Reggie Ledoux, the Ledoux brothers, it's done.
Don't you love this? The two times this guy has appeared, this guy on the lawnmower, it's with cops in a car leaving without really
leaving prematurely.
Yes.
Right, in the middle of a sentence.
Right. And because he seemed to be just a guy on a. Because my wife, who's awesome, but like she doesn't always get stuff. She's not as sophisticated as that sounds so condescending, but she doesn't she hasn't watched as much television as I have.
On the sofa tonight.
Totally, because her first react, like as soon as you see that guy again, like if they've brought him back, there's something to it.
Yeah.
It's not just and so they brought him back, and then when the cops leave, when he's in the middle of telling a story, she's like, oh, he's lonely, he just wanted to tell a story. And I'm like, no, he eats children.
And he's driving in circles and it's the spiral, making the spiral with the lawnmower. So just
which was happening the first time also.
But the thing is, we haven't have we met Eddie Tuttle? Have we met the senator?
No,
so he's never been introduced as a character. I mean, Billy Ray, is it Billy Ray or Billy Joe Tuttle? Whatever.
The Tuttle.
J.O. Sanders, the guy who played, he appears twice, and then his death is off. His death is off screen essentially. So it's not like there's just an element to the people that we think are really the higher ups that are really involved that are not a huge part of the drama of the show itself that makes you kind of it's a little queasy about.
Also, they're tampering with forces beyond their.
It's not going to be it's not going to be a Stanley Kubrick mask-wearing crowd. It's still going to be friends of George Fleshler and the Ledoux brothers. It's going to be I think which is how I think.
Yeah.
Rust is going to be a little wrong. The sprawl is going to be that the schools were done because the schools were just going to be there because it was a way to get state. They set up the schools to get state money, and they probably ran them. And when they found out that there was they probably didn't fire people to avoid a scandal, But I would be surprised if it turned out the whole Tuttle family was involved in luring children.
Once again, I mean, these are choices may have been like, you don't see a shot of Matthew McConaughey pulling a videotape out of a safe. So he shows a videotape. He says it came from Billy from Tuttle. I mean, I maybe I'm reading too much into this, but like, yeah, that's
a reliable narrator.
I forgot. Right. Of course, he did have the tape. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's odd.
Yeah. I was trying to read about it today, and I didn't see anything about it. I thought one of the most intriguing lines was when they're in Hart Investigative Solutions. Great name.
Yes.
Right. They're in IVS. HVS. Sorry, HVS.
HIS.
HIS.
What? Why can't I spell?
His.
How did I get to IVS?
You're so bad with acronyms.
IVS. They're in.
Can you say Idina Menzel? No.
They're in his. Right.
They're in his.
They're in his, and they ask each other why they came back, and then Hart asks Rust why, although we know why Rust did it, because we assume Rust is actually telling the truth as to why he came back. But he does say that I got to wrap this up before I do the next thing, and I thought that was significant. I was like, what's the next thing? And I'm wondering whether it's dying.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just that he's got, like, he knows that, look, I smoke 40 cigarettes a day and I've been a high-functioning alcoholic for 15 years now.
Right.
Like, and he's gotten some diagnosis, and they were like, well, we could treat it, and he was like, I'm just going to take 9 months here and solve this case, and then
I still have a liver.
The Taiwan off line he had, I mean, that was significant too.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Taiwan off line?
When he thought just about how his life was a circle of degradation, and he just really wants to tie it off. And
boy, how much healthier does he look when he's holding a gun on that sheriff?
Oh, I know.
That's the most robust he's been since '95. Suddenly his face is tan.
Once again, I love the way they interacted in this episode. They interacted with the weight of the past 6 episodes that you've already seen in their past. I mean, like, it's great seeing so many movies and TV shows, and they introduce 2 characters who have to kind of like get together to solve something. I mean, you have to kind of get to manufacture a history quickly. Here we've been with these characters for 6 weeks. We've watched them do all that stuff. So their interaction really has more power, I think.
Yeah.
Even the jokes, even the way they kid each other.
It's a culmination
It
of
is,
something.
yeah, it's one of the best things about this series.
Another one of the HBO characters brought back is the sheriff, whose name escapes me at this moment. He was in the first episode.
Right.
He's the guy Rust shoved. He's the guy he pushed, who had a very significant part in the back half of Deadwood. And obviously he's got a role of some significance in all this. Right. And it's his last. He's not a Childress though. He said that the sheriff at the time.
Yeah.
The sheriff at the time was a Childress.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the name.
Wasn't there a Childress?
That's the name the housekeeper gave.
Yes.
I could have sworn a Childress was involved in the jail, the guy who committed suicide, who first made Rust think that the crime hadn't been solved. Yeah.
Right. I also, very quick, we got to go, but I loved also how, the 2012, 2014, the modern day Rust is, he looks terrible. He's got bags under his eyes. But even in their flashback to 2 years earlier when he was in the French Quarter,
right,
talking to the trans prostitute.
Yes.
Even then, just 2 years earlier, there weren't as many bags. Like, he still had the ponytail. He was still, he was deteriorating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even in a couple of years.
Yeah. Somewhere there's like a production trailer with a timeline of his face.
It's the best makeup. I mean, and really Maggie too. I mean, she is the middle-aged poise she has. I mean, then the way she looks.
Coming off their Oscar win, I'm totally curious whether whether any of the makeup people from Dallas Buyers Club are doing the makeup here, because it's really good though.
Yeah,
it's really good. Yeah. All right. So good stuff.
Uno mas.
Uno mas. Yes, for True Detective. Thank you, everybody.